welcome back to the channel, guys. And today we're getting straight into the charts, but I want to inform you before it's gonna be like a short disclaimer that I'm not trading the first day on that challenge. It's been a second month of me trading that challenge, and the reason is because it's the first ever challenge in my entire life, and it's a two-step challenge. If I miss the first step, I don't think it will be too mad on me, but for me it was a vital thing because I wanted to get sure about what I'm doing and get sure that I won't blow my account to trades and my channel will be dead for a month until I get money for the next one. So, but anyways, since it was my first paid, I hope you forgive me. And we're getting straight into the charts now. I am on $10,710, and I have to get obviously 1,000 up, so 3% more. So basically $300 more to pass this first step of the challenge, and I'll get to the charts now, guys. Thanks you for watching this disclaimer, and I'll see you in the next 2 seconds. Hey guys, so now we're pretty close for the market to being open. It's 27 minutes and 3 minutes before market open. I already marked out session highs and lows, both of the sessions, and being prepared. Here we are having a manipulation those Asian session highs on the both pairs and having a big weekly gap because it's been Monday, April 20th, and so we are getting in that shit. And for now, we just manipulated Asian session highs as I just said, but we are having draws on the upside on both pairs, and we are on the uptrend on both pairs as at the higher time frame, so I would be more bullish than bearish at that. But we shall see what is we shall see what is actually going to happen. So I won't be making any predictions before market showed itself, and yeah, I'll open real quickly. I'll open FTMO real quick on that. Yes, because I'll execute trade, of course, on FTMO, but don't be afraid. I'll definitely show the exact trade I took on the trading view as well, so you could also track it with me. And wait a second, I'll have to prepare the space, and yes, I think we're done. So let's get into it, guys. And yeah, we're currently more bullish on the Nasdaq because we already been simply closer to those highs. And yeah, wait a second, I didn't mark out correctly the lows, I guess. Yeah, well, I did, but I'd rather do it like that because anyway, it is liquidity. Boom, boom, boom. We're having now. Yeah, I'm one trade away before passing the first phase. I'm sorry again for that because I didn't want to record before because it's anyways two-step funded challenge, and I didn't wanna. My FTMO just crashed. Great. So I didn't wanna do the recordings of the whole challenge. I'm doing from the scratch simply because I wanted to make sure, if I'm actually being capable of passing the first step at least, and so now I'm sure I can, and so I'll record, and so we are getting in that, and I opened my FTMO app again. It somehow got closed, but I'm not worried about that too much. So we are still pushing to the upside. Now what I'm looking for is sort of retracement to the downside first, and then probably we can get rid of the London session highs, I guess. So now what I'm waiting for is the retracement to the downside first, and it could be the equilibrium or just sweeping out those lows. For example, on the S&P because it's a leading index on the downside, and if you're taking out the liquidity to the downside, then we can make probably a potential SMT to the upside, and then targeting those highs, and well, we shall see. Because if we are significantly pushing to the downside and breaking out the structure, so maybe I will sweep the bias to the bearish one, but I'm not gonna do that for now. For now, I'm still bullish. And let's look what 50 minutes is drawing. Oh, wait a second. I'll firstly, firstly make the preparations on the FTMO, so it would be faster for me to execute actual trade. Again, don't be worried. I'll mark that out, of course, when I place a trade on on the trading view. So don't be worried. Oh shit! Yes, here. Okay, like that, like that. Okay, so getting back to the trading view. Yeah, on the S&P we are. Now Nasdaq is pushing lower. Wait a second. I want to mark that out like that. On the 15-minute, we're pretty much bullish. We're having no gap here, no gap here, and is this a bullish or bearish candle? I don't know, but yeah, I think it was a bearish candle, but it's not that important because yeah, we don't have any sort of gaps, but we most likely will have an equilibrium. Yes, here it is an equilibrium. Yes, so we are hitting an equilibrium on the 15 minutes. I know if that's a bearish candle, most likely yes. And bam, equilibrium is being drawn, and yeah, let's get to the lower time frames, 5 minutes. Yeah, so for now I'm looking for a retracement. It's been happening on Nasdaq since the market opened. On the news where I know don't have any news, so it's no news Monday. So should be cautious and don't push any trades before the A plus hits. But we shall see how it's gonna actually happen. I guess I'll switch to 1 minute for now, and we shall see what is gonna happen. So on S&P we're still pushing, hitting that, and probably I would be even planning to get that trade, but it's an early as fuck trade. I'm not sure I would be really a fan of the idea of getting that, because it's been 4 minutes since market opened, and maybe it would be a huge mistake for me. But let's get on the 5 minute. On the 5 minute, we are currently. Oh, but we did. Yeah, we did sweep that shit, made an SMT. Yes, I think I would like to make it. Yeah, maybe on Nasdaq. At, so it's like that. But I'll just make a new order. Not sure, but we shall see again. Stop loss is still there. Oh, now FTMO is even showing how much I risk per trade. Before it wasn't like that, so it's been simplifying the things pretty much. If I take this trade, I will risk pretty much. I know if it's worth it actually to get the trade that early. Let's assume I still didn't take the trade. I'm just trying to draw it to see is it worth it. Not really. I guess. At least I would like to see a 1 minute continuation confluence, probably. Maybe. Ideally, this Ferrelli gap will be hit. at least, because I really wanna. Where is this one below? Fuck. I don't know how to act on that because Nasdaq is a higher index. At the same time, it's been not a leading index on the S&T to the upside. So technically we still haven't made any sort of retracement on the 5 minutes. So I won't be pushing that trade. As I said, it's non-news Monday, so I'm not really a fan of idea of pushing any trades yet. And yes, yeah, we're still just quite bullish. I wouldn't be really doing that shit. So let's wait. Let's wait for something because now we're starting to retrace the downside. And yeah, here we are seeing the S&T. The S&T to the downside on the S&P and Nasdaq, and yeah, and Nasdaq is a pushing index on that. Uh, Fuck it. If that breaks the structure on Nasdaq, like fuck, I don't know why, but FTMO continuously makes up in alarms for me, and it's been cracking my head because it's been too loud, and I don't know how to make it silent. Um, we are pushing to the downside, and it's been a good thing actually for me. So the SMT almost been dis- uh, respected, so it won't be validates now. So now it's no longer validate, and we could get rid of it. We could get rid of it. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, so, and yeah. Yes, I think, yeah, I'm just checking out if the recording is going because it's the first trading recap and my debut in my channel. I mean, as long as I could call the previous video the debut because it was just like in the introduction video. So yeah, and for now we are making a retracement on the 5 minute. There is no gap here. There is no gap here. So only equilibrium I'm still looking at on the S&P. And equilibrium still here on the Nasdaq. Um, the only gap on the 15 minute I could see here it is, and this can all close in 5 minutes. And I don't know if he'll make a proper retrace, but it's already been looking like that because we already did hit an equilibrium on the Nasdaq, and yeah, most likely will be a good retracement, and I'll go higher after that. But we shall see, because probably wouldn't want to sweep out those highs and simply go lower after that. To understand that, I'll wait for a proper break of fractions and a retracement potentially to the upside, and then retracement again to the downside, and then I'll enter on the lower time frames and I'll show it if it happens. But for now, I'm still bullish because now all I can see is just a proper retracement, and yeah, it's been looking good. I'll probably be entering an S&P, maybe. Let's get to the FT mall. Mark out the thing. Okay, so we could do it. We could draw it like that. S&P. Yes, probably I will, but again we shall see. Because I'm not sure it will retrace this upside just now. Maybe it will happen later. Pretty much possible. So all I could see now is the drawdown bias, not the bias, but the order flow, and but still on the 4 hour we are pretty much bullish, right? Yeah, we are bullish. Yeah, we are bullish. We did break the structure here, so if you could see here, we did break the structure on the 4 hours, so we are technically in an uptrend. So I'd rather be bullish due to order flow than bearish, even if we're breaking out the structure. But here we are not on the Nasdaq, but still, anyways, there is no SMT or something or anything bearish besides this gap, which is already been respected. So it could retrace at the moment, but I guess it won't happen before this 4 hour, at least will fully close. So at least before 10 a.m. I'm not waiting for any bearish biases. What about? Yeah, I guess I'll do it like that. Shall see, guys. Yeah, and yeah, I was just checking on my FTMO. FTMO points which I marked out, and yeah, we're still making some kind of a retracement. Kind of looking like I would want to enter now. If we break the structure in 1 minute, but actually for calling it an A plus setup, I'd rather wait for this huge for value gap being disrespected. And on the S&P, we are already in that gap, so I'll pay attention on that silently and cautiously. But on the Nasdaq, we are pushing lower and having the potential of sweeping out those highs, hitting that gap, and making a bullish SMT with those with those lows on the S&P as well. And if S&P manages to stay in that gap or stay in the bullish order flow while Nasdaq is making that gap, and after that breaking out the structure to the upside, I'll still be pretty much bullish. But we shall see what's gonna happen, because for now, pretty much we're just respecting that gap and going to the downside. But I wouldn't be really bearish on that, even though we are making a bearish setup, because as I said, on the higher time frames, we are still pretty much bullish. So I won't be really confident in taking that trade. So now we're pushing against the upside. We just close this 5 minute candle, and but in the Nasdaq we're still not that good. Shit, there is no gap here. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. So I'll prepare the points again. It's already been prepared. So let me first prepare the order on Nasdaq like that. Yes. So the stop loss will be here, and take profit will be here, I guess. 7. Okay. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So for now, I'm just waiting for the market to show up, because pretty much depends, guys. It could do anything and leave me alone nearby the crashed vehicle or something. How was it called in that narrative? I don't remember. So I don't like the fact that now on Nasdaq we are pushing lower, and on S&P we are breaking the structure and going lower as well, respecting that gap. Definitely not what I want to see, but the thing I do like is, oh wait, is the gap? Ah, there is no gap here. Okay. On the S&P there is no gap here, and we didn't hit equilibrium, but we did hit it on Nasdaq definitely, and we shall see. Let me see something. Let me see if we did make this thing to 75% excision on the Fibonacci. No, we didn't. So okay, for now I still wait for a for a bullish thing to happen, or as a last hope, just hitting this 15-minute gap here on the Nasdaq, and after they may be going bullish, but I won't be really a fan of that idea because it will take much more time and it will be after 10 a.m. Oh, okay, so I'm preparing to go bullish on that, definitely. If we close here, if we close above those highs and above that gap, I guess I will enter on the S&P. Okay, was it an SMT? Wait, no, that wasn't. No, there wasn't an SMT, but it was like a small liquidity sweep. Yeah, and now we're pushing to the downside. Unfortunately, but it is what it is. Yeah, we did hit the gap and pushing a lower. Okay, I see. But get rid of that gap and hope and pray for the S&P to stay above those lows. Because if we do push beneath them, the S&P will be confirmed and will be disrespected, and there will be no S&T to the upside, and probably no point for me to even look to the bullish scenario anymore, because in 10 minutes it will be 10 a.m. and if this will close as a bearish candle on either of the indexes, I will most likely be waiting for a retracement to the downside because of that gap, weekly gap. But anyway, I will still keep looking on the market because maybe bullish scenario still has chances. We shall see, guys. Mhm. Okay, now we are on the fucking consolidation, which I don't like, because I'm not really a fan of the idea of staying here for like an eternity. And ooh, 15 minute. No, it's like if I would want to see a body of the candle hit that close inside that gap, I'll have to wait for 10 minutes, 9 minutes now, and I'm not really a fan of that idea. We shall see, actually, guys, because I'm not sure of anything at the moment, because we haven't even made a 15-minute down candle, a single 15-minute down candle on the S&P, and only on Nasdaq it's been printing out bearish, and we shall see what's gonna happen now, guys. I'm repeating it 10,000 times per that video already, but that's the only thing live that this market is leaving us. So it's something good that is probably gonna happen, but also is bullish SMT, which was formed here, is also making me full of hopes that my bullish bias will be respected and I won't be it won't be mandatory for me to switch the bias to the downside, and because I'm not really a fan of shit. Yeah, and oh, Nasdaq is pushing significantly, and I think if we breaking out, making a bearish SMT, but yeah, I'll wait for it. I'm not really, yeah, I'm not really sure I will want to enter bullish on Nasdaq due to S&P being is simply higher. Or no, wait, let me check it out. Mm, well, it's hard to say. By the way, we haven't even breaking the structure on the Nasdaq. Definitely we didn't on S&P and making a bearish S&T now. Bearish S&T now, and you can do whatever it wants. Now let's go on the 5 minute. Look what's happened. No, it's been retracing even on Nasdaq, but the point is that like in 50 minutes we are nah, it is been bullish still. I was thinking about saying that it could be a retracement that we are making now to the upside and then going bearish, but I'm not really a fan of that idea because on the 50 minute we're still bullish, on the 1 hour we're still bullish, on the 4 hour we're bullish, on every fucking time frame we are bullish. No, both of pairs, and we shall see. Yeah, and S&P is pushing as well, so I'll probably get that shit on the S&P, like here. Change my budgets. Okay, so it's been like that, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on for a minute. Wait, S&P, S&P. Wait. Fact, I think I'm not really a fan of that. Will make a bearish S&T now. And it could be a bad thing for me. Hopefully it won't. I'll just enter. Yeah, I'm entering. I enter, guys, on that. I entered here. My stop loss is here. And my take profit is... Actually, my final TP is here, I guess, but... Definitely would be... I would be probably even closing out fully here. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'll leave it like that. And let me check it out on the... Mm-hmm. On the FTMO. My trade was taken a little bit, not like I signed, it was something closer to that. Yes, it was like that. We're switching on the magnet again. Now we're pushing to the downside. I know how much can I risk, because about 150 the for that trade I'm risking, and definitely could win more. Don't know the exact amount because I didn't pay attention for that, but about 200 if I fully hit the trade. Definitely definitely would mean that I passed the first. Yeah, that I passed the first uh, step of the challenge in my entire life. But still, there is a possibility that that will change. And guys, I wanna pee badly, but wait a second. Would want to check out if my what the hell is that? No, it's not that. The fuck, it's not that. Let's go on the 15 minutes and see. Aha, like that. But no, I'd rather I'd rather place here my take profit. Yes, the take will be like 1.29 risk reward, which isn't that great as it was before, 1.74, but still, yeah, I'm assuming it will go in my direction. Now, the only thing I have to do is just wait. Mm, yeah, I'll just check out if I chose the stop loss correctly, because yeah, I think if it pushes beneath those lows, will most likely just fully disrespect my bias on the day. So I guess my stop loss was chosen correctly, and actually it's looking like a good trade. So we shall see how it plays out. Even if I fail that, uh, I think I'll be down for the day. But in general, I won't be too much disappointed because it's just the part of the game. I mean, losing, so I won't be too much disappointed by that. Of course, I will be because I actually want to pass my challenge now. And if we, hopefully, you can see my FTMO right now. Yeah, you can. So here's my trade, and $120 before I pass the first evaluation phase out of two phases, and I don't know if it plays out and my drawdown is reducing itself. Oh fuck, yeah, we are starting. It's not fuck, it's actually we are just making a retracement, so for now there is no point for me to be worried about, but mm, there is still something I have to be cautious about is that bearish SMT, which was formed and potentially could be played out, but I'm still. I was considering that possible SMT, but it's not been confirmed unless the market will break the structure to the downside and confirm it. So yeah, I'm still having hopes about my bias going on the direction I chose, but we shall see again because can't make any predictions on that. Boom, boom, boom. I'll draw that equilibrium just for the sake of doing something because I can't like sit my ass off without any actions being done, and yeah, I'll just get rid of that equilibrium because it freaks me out that I've got two equilibriums in the same chart. And yeah, on the 5 minute, was there any gap in here? Yes, there is a gap on the 5 minute. It could save my ass in the if it's deciding to go down, but still, I wouldn't really want that because there is no gap here. Aha, okay. I thought there was a gap. I saw there was a gap like that, but there was no gap. So basically, there is no point for the market to respect the SMT. But there is a moment I was speaking about before that we just hit the 10 a.m. candle, and for now, the 4 hour is being fully closed, and it is the beginning of the new candle, and it could go easily to the downside and sweep out all the liquidity. But again, all thing I lost is I have is hope for the market to be more willing to take out those highs, all-time highs again, than rather than go downside. Fuck, how many indicators on that shit? I guess I'll get rid of that SMT because it freaks me out a bit, and get rid of that gap because it also freaks me out. What the fuck is that? Ah, that's 5 minute gap. Guess I can get rid of that shit because there is no point for me to look on that. And yeah, we are tracing to downside at the moment and making huge drawdown. Yeah. Oh, first document that trade because anyway we are just waiting for the moment, so why wouldn't I just put on some work until I unless my trade being hits my stop loss or take profit. So yeah, I'll just document a bit about that trade, at least the fact I took it. S&P 500 was bullish bias. Yes, and I took it because of the liquidity, and there was an SMT and there was a equilibrium, but not on the S&P, but still was on Nasdaq, so I took it partially because of that equilibrium on the Nasdaq. So yeah, I would count that. Now we are getting a breakout structure, and I'm risking about 1.5% on that trade. By the way, don't look at that summary. This summary is just summary of how much did I win or lose per my like lifetime trading. So my trading journal is being. Wait a second, I'll check this out. Okay, so my journal is being created. The first trade on that was 28th of May, but I started trading on April. I don't remember the number, but the day, but it was in April, and then I started learning about that. But and even making a first trade, but I didn't document that in the beginning, and I started documenting it in the end of May, and since that time, I'm having. Oh, I finally finally got profit on the whole lifetime of my trading journal. It's a great news, but still, even though I'm profitable for a few months, I wouldn't call myself fully profitable until I get my first payout. So I have to pass at least my first in the entire life challenge. Oh, we are even doing that shit. Okay, so yeah, 1.5. I'll document that everything of that later. And oh fuck, holy shit, guys! Nah, it's not been printing out good for me. By any chance, I'll probably get stopped out. The thing I do like still is that S&P is leading index, is a leading index on the bullish side of things. So it is a potential for the Nasdaq, for example, to take out that low, and S&P will not, and it will make a bullish S&P and then push to the upside. This is what I can pray for, but I could pray for even a better thing because it will look like a V-shaped thing for 5 times in a row or 3 times in a row. That's why I'll just pray that it is a retracement to the equilibrium on the Nasdaq, and now I'll just push higher off of that. And on the 1 minute here, we are even starting the retracement, and I'm even still back to the positive drawdown on my account. And by the way, I'm not even required to fully close the trade to pass. I just need 11,000. So if I somehow hit $150 um, before my trade being fully closed, I can just close it out, and that'll be it. I know it's cheating, and I've never done that before, but because I mostly wait for the TPU to fully hit, even in the day when it could like hit for a few hours, I will continuously wait. But if I could pass the first phase, I will not hold on that moment because I've been doing it like my challenge has now been alive, existing for 2 months. Where is the calendar shit? Yeah. So here, March, and before there was no months. I can't even scroll to the left side. So I started in March. This was a profitable month, but it was barely profitable. I've met $226 on that. Before that, I was trading on demo. So that's the first challenge I ever bought in my life. That's honestly. scene, and here I was doing, I was adjusting my risks and stuff, still calculating and finding my risking management strategy and adjusting it. That's why I didn't want to document all of that since the first month of me buying the challenge, because again, this is the first challenge of in my entire life, and I didn't really want to push in that and document how I fucking sit in whole trade and calculating my risks on the FTM also. As soon as I calculated correctly, the last part of the month was a bit better, but April started real greatly. Still doing great. I'm still making mistakes because I'm making two trades, and sometimes those trades aren't really necessary. For example, here I've got three trades. I was two trades actually, but I just managed my positions. That's why it counts it as three trades, but actually it was only two. And I've lost one. It was 200 drawdown. It was a significant lose. I mostly not lose. I'm not risking that amount usually, but here I did because I simply calculated the amount of lots incorrectly because now S&P and Nasdaq are sweeping out their all-time highs, and holy fuck, yeah, I'll probably get stopped up on that. So after that, I took a trade which was hit ideally, and I'm still up on the day. But as you can see, it's not ideal because I'm having between days like this, 44 and 122, and losses like $150. It's not too much, not too good, but still I'm up on the month. So even on March, which was a fucking volatile, the most volatile month I've seen for a long period of time. Actually, I've seen months even more volatile, but still, it was pretty volatile. And for now, we are already in a downtrend. I mean, not down. Yeah, we are. No, we are making a bullish SMT. We're not in downtrend. It's not a bullish SMT. I'm sorry. I'm being an illiteracy, but yeah, I'm being an illiteracy here because it's not a bad bullish SMT by any mean, but by any chance, the both peers took that low, and it's a bad sign for me actually because it can just retrace now to the equilibrium with sort of, and for now we're tracing to the equilibrium, and I know what's gonna happen now. And don't be affected too much by something happening on my background because I'm streaming from my dorm, which I live in because I'm a student currently. So if something's gonna happen on the background, don't pay too much attention for that. Count this as a normal thing because you will see a lot of shit happening on the background in my future videos. So yeah, now we're pushing. But the thing I don't like, we are making a bearish S&T again. If we Let me check if my sound is being recorded. Yeah, I hope so, because my microphone is being bad as like it's been pretty bad, and I could be actually doomed by my micro because I will record my whole recap, and when I'll be editing it, I'll see that you couldn't even hear anything, so it will be a disaster. And one time it even happened to me, so this is not my first time I tried to record something, but it wasn't a recap, so I didn't lose anything significant. So no, I'm not really a fan of that idea. If that disrespects that gap, it will definitely be a point for both peers to go to the downside. For now, I'm losing $60 and still going down. It's about the half of the position, so in total it'll be like 120, but it's not a half, mostly because of the brokerage mistakes. It'll be more. It'll be like 150. Okay. No, 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 no. Fuck. I don't wanna be. Actually, I probably will not. I will take bullish setup as well, better setup. But yeah, we're definitely gonna go lower on here. What's 15 minutes been printing out on here? Aha. So I know how to affect. Yeah, but like, yeah, we could simply go as I thought before that we could easily go lower now and take out the liquidity to the downside. If it does, I'll be doomed. Not what I really want to see, but if I do, well, I knew what I'm going, what I would be able to go through when I took this trade because I knew that was that opportunity for the market to do me, and I still took this trade, so there is nothing to argue about or complain. And we're even starting to reverse a little bit, but I'm not really being glad too much because it's pretty much an opportunity for the market to just. What is that? Wait. Ah, it is the equilibrium. Okay, so we did hit the equilibrium right here, and here we are starting to reverse and making a bearish S&T again, triple bearish S&T. Not the triple actually, because all of the previous ones were disrespected, but still the third time S&T. Not really what I want to see because it's all been S&Ts to the opposite side of my bias and my trade as well, and yeah, it's just been a fucking tracement to the side to the favela gap, bearish one, and yeah, yeah, it's not what I like to see at all. Let's look at the 1 hour. It's still been bearish. Oh, I'm sorry, it's still been bullish. So I still have market still has an opportunity to go and take out all of those liquidity on both pairs actually. So, but the thing I don't like is that it's already started to retrace on 1 hour, and yeah, potentially it could just boom by one candle, just doom all of that highs at least to that Asian session highs, so London session. I'm sorry, not the highs but lows, and they'll completely disrespect my idea and stop me out. And I almost got stopped out already. Yeah, you'll probably just stop me out on that. But again, I was completely aware of that thing could happen to me, so I won't be. I'm aware that I could take this risk, but unfortunately, this is pretty much unfortunate for me because I was one trade before I could get a first phase of the challenge to be done, but it is what it is. And guys, I'll be back in a few seconds because I need to go pee real quick. Mm-hmm. I'm still recording. Okay. No, holy shit. Yeah. Okay, the thing I could be happy of in the first place for now is bullish SMT, which was formed just now, and that bearish SMT was disrespected just now because Nasdaq took out those lows and S&P didn't. So we're making a bullish SMT on that. Uh, Again, if you didn't know, SMT is just a confluence where if one pair uh, pushes below some low and one doesn't, for example, Nasdaq and S&P, it means that the market has potential to reverse, but it only works with a few chosen one pairs like Nasdaq and S&P and some other, but I don't remember all of them. So it definitely works for S&P and Nasdaq, but it doesn't work, for example, for forex. So if you ever want to use S&T on forex, don't ever do that because it wouldn't work. Yeah, but I'll still think that I'll be fucking stopped out on that because even though we're making an SMT, it's still not been confirmed because it won't be until it breaks the structure to the upside. So considering we are pushing so much to the downside on the Nasdaq, there is nothing good for me happening out there. But anyways, 150. It's been tricky, but not killing him out. So sorry. Nah, it will fucking go bearish because relatively equal highs or lows on the Nasdaq and yeah, and S&P has also been pushing below, so pretty much a chance it will just retrace and then go bearish. But actually, if it does, I'll maybe even take a trade. No, I won't take a trade on that. What's the point of chasing that shit? Because on the higher time frames, you will probably make just a retrace and then push higher again. So I'll potentially lose both trades, and I'd better just lose one trade than losing an opportunity than losing both trades at one day. So I guess if I lose a trade, I'll just get out of the market for today. And then it's even been 10:20. Usually after 10:30, I'm not looking for trades. Of course, there have been multiple cases where I could call it an exclusion, but I wouldn't call it like that. Definitely, it's not today. Yeah, but even if you retrace, where even if you retrace like here, I wouldn't be really or here, yeah, yeah. Even if you retrace here or here on the S&P, I wouldn't be glad because there is an opportunity for the Nasdaq to not reaching those highs and making a better S&T and again on the higher time frames like 5 minutes. Actually, it's still a low time frame, but anyway, on the 5 minutes it could be like just a retracement to the equilibrium on the 5 minute. So the price could easily go down after that on both pairs, by the way, and the S&P were also having the same equilibrium, so it could be easily just a retracement to the downside. But the thing is, like, it's pretty much looking like an A plus setup for the to the downside. Maybe I would consider taking that. But for example, to what point? To the equilibrium? Maybe, but is it really that good idea to hit the fucking equilibrium? Because the price isn't required to get an equilibrium. Yeah, it's not required to get an liquidity either, but equilibrium, it's more random thing than liquidity, I guess. So I wouldn't like trade like that. At least until unless I get my first payout and get really confident on the market. Unless I do, I won't trade dangerously like that. Even if it would be an opportunity, even if it be a lost opportunity. So yeah, actually I'm thinking of I'm low key thinking of closing out until I'm in a positive drawdown, even though it's slow one, but could be easily the push to the upside and my strategy will be respected. So I won't do that. But okay, I'm thinking of that. But the main thing is like the good thing is like we are pushing on Nasdaq as well. So if we do push on Nasdaq, it would be something good for me. But unless it does, it's still a bearish order flow and it could be easily doomed on that. And yeah, now we're looking on the chart, and it's been a while actually, because regardless of how this trade ends, it's taking a while now. I don't want to cut it out because it's been a trading recap, so I want you to see all the process. And if you wish, you can just skip it, but I want myself to document everything of every moment of the trade. So I'll just be trying to, you know, please you guys by saying something and make you a bit more fun. But at the moment, I'm just pushing the downside, which is a good sign for me because I am potentially able to win that trade and finish the first phase of the challenge. But I wouldn't be so sure of that. At least not yet, because by the way, mm, now my don't look at my win rate because it's a little bit incorrectly. Because here in the as you can see the first day of the merge when I just started the first completely first day of the challenge. It was a five trades, and it was five trade because I was trying to adjust. Like I didn't know which lots to choose and didn't know how to calculate that. So I basically just randomly was clicking one, two, three, and like on S&P and Nasdaq, because in my demo it was completely different numbers, and so I've been doing the same mistake a few times, like here, for example, by over risking. Uh, Throughout the challenge, the previous months, and even once on that month, but at the moment it's been printing out good, but not too much. Just how we're still not getting that shit, but I'm no longer considering this SMT to be formed because there is no way the Nasdaq wouldn't take out that. Actually, there is a way. There's always a way, but hopefully it wouldn't. And yeah, my microphone is being printing out. Yeah, okay, it does. And sorry, guys, if I have any troubles with my microphone throughout the recording. I'll try to. Believe me, I am editing my audio pretty much, but that has been tricky because my microphone has been awful, like actually awful. But don't be worried about that too much because I'll buy a microphone and the web camera because I know it's also been awful. I've been planning to buy that nearest time soon, so don't be overwhelmed by that too much. I'll do it as fast as possible. But for now, it is what it is. I'm sorry for the inconvenience and blять. Yeah. So we are hitting that shit, making an SMT, and going to the downside. As I mentioned, it was a fucking retracement to the downside, to the upside, and now we're pushing down. I will continue doing that until I get stopped out, most likely. Okay. Now, definitely not what I wanted to see, but that's what it is, guys. Yeah, yeah, definitely. It's been a bearish order flow. 15, actually, on a 50-minute, we are technically still on the on the uptrend, but if we, it doesn't look like we will continue to that. So doing that, so yeah, even on that, we could like easily reverse till that equilibrium on the S&P, and it's not looking like I'm going to win anything on that trade today. Mm. But I'm not getting discouraged by that. At least I'm trying to, because I understand that it is all the part of the game, and I'll still pass the challenge quite soon. But of course, I'm thrilled to do it as fast as possible. I'm trying to hold on my emotions and hold hold the horses, and just lock in and do what I have to for the sake of profitable trading mindset. Yeah, but I'll be fucking stopped out on that, definitely. But I'll wait anyway for that, because I won't be closing out that shit, even though I want to, low key, but it's only low key, not high key, so whatever you call it in this modern word stuff, but I won't close it all until until it just hits my stop loss. hmm Okay, uh, I would be able to say some shit like it didn't hit those two guys, those two low resistance draws on liquidity, but and on the and then S&P, and if it does on Nasdaq and do not on the S&P, it could be a bullish SMT and then push to my side, but I'm not really thinking it is possible, because even if it does retrace for a second, will be like a three low resistance liquidity to the downside, and market will definitely want to take it out. So most likely I'll be just doomed on the day to day, but I have to be prepared for that. I had to be when I took this trade, so uh, it is what it is, guys. Ooh. Yeah, and I risked a little bit more than I expected, because I was thinking low key about risking like 100, but oh, I'm risking about 100, by the way. So I'm almostly been uh, my stop loss was almostly taken out, but I only was on drawdown at like $99. So when it fully hits, it could be like 120 max, but not more. So it's a little bit simplificating my situation at the moment, and even when I get stopped, even if I get stopped out, and it wouldn't be a disaster, so I'll still be able to come back in the next trade tomorrow, for example. Oh, by the way, I want to say, guys, that unfortunately tomorrow I won't be able to trade, because I'm having an important exam in the university, because exam sessions are starting at the moment, unfortunately. And I can't miss it because I'll be excluded, but it is what it is. I'll definitely trade on Wednesday, on Thursday, and on Friday, so don't be overwhelmed by that too much. I'll try to make a backtest video and use this trade, which I wouldn't take, but I will make a breakdown of the trade, which I missed, and we shall see. But yeah, let's get to the Monday right now, because we are in a today's day, so mm, yeah, it's been ripping to the downside. I'm not even paying attention to that, like bullishes and T anymore, because there's no way we'll just fucking retrace and to the upside, and I won't really be looking for it. So I'm just waiting for this for it to fucking stop me out. Yeah, and three, two, one, and was I already stopped out? No, not yet, but yeah. Mm, pain for my eyes. Yeah, I got stopped out already. So today I lost $114.6. Let's notate that. So I risked like 1.2%. How much did I lose again? 114.6. Oh, no, it's not like that. Yeah, 114.6. And holy shit, it just starts to reverse. Yeah, it just starts to reverse. Fuck. But it's most likely just being a retracement and then pushing lower again. And I won't be really willing to chase that. So this is what it is. What it is, and the trade was taken. The trade was lost. It's a loss on the day, but it's still just one day. And for now, I am at $10,710.03. So there's been 3 points. Yeah, it's been 3% until I get getting past my first phase, and we'll keep going, guys. Thank you for joining. I'll firstly for joining the journey, and um, I'll firstly document that, and I will show that process on here. It won't take too much. Do you follow the strategy? Yes, I guess I did. Mistakes made. I wouldn't say it was a mistake, so not at all. And how to improve was a good trade, and I knew risks I am signing for, but I decided take it anyways. Was still don't consider that as a bad trade. Not feeling for that. Yeah, I guess so. Regardless of me losing on day, I'm still thinking that it wasn't a bad trade because it was just, yeah, I knew the risks, but I didn't risk too much, so I respected my rules, and I'm still like I've lost 114 on a day, but usually I win more on a day. Not not all of the time. Yeah, there are days like here 144, 100 again. So yeah, there are days where I'm making less. So anyways, it is what it is. I'll get back to you guys tomorrow. I'll be making a breakdown of the trade I will miss because anyway, again, I just said that I won't be able to trade tomorrow, but I will definitely make a trade recap when I come back home. And we see you guys tomorrow and see you guys in the next video. Follow my TikTok back below in the comments, and the link is back down in the comments. I'll be posting some sort of cuts from the recaps. And follow me if you're gonna contact me on Twitter or on Instagram. Links all on my YouTube channel. So see you guys tomorrow. Bye.